All right, what's up, Six Pack Dads? You have made it to week 5 of the 6 weeks to a six pack challenge. And you should just give yourself a complete pat on the back for making it this far. You are crushing it. You are achieving things beyond what you thought was possible. And that is 100% commendable. By now, if you haven't experienced this yet, you will probably experience on some workouts where it just feels tough. It feels like you just can't go a step further. Um, I've definitely experienced this in my fitness journey where, man, some days a workout at best will be boring. I'll just be bored out of my mind. Or at worst, I just feel like I can't go a step farther. And the trick that I found is what I'm listening to as I work out. So, of course, I've told you guys before how I love listening to audiobooks and learning things about business and self development and so forth. But while that's educational, it doesn't always give me the push I need during my workouts. So, I found, and I'm going to share with you guys my top 3 audiobooks that are fitness and health related, that are inspirational, that I like to listen to as I'm training. And it just gives me this magic boost of power. And I encourage you guys to download these audiobooks too. Now, of course, you could get the paperback or the hardback book and read it, but to me, it's not quite the same. To me, these books that I'm going to share with you today are best in audiobook format and best if you're listening to them while you're working out. The first one is Living with a Seal by Jesse Itzler. And all the links for these are down below so you can grab the books. But Jesse Itzler is, if you just look at him, he's like a skinny, middle aged, average guy, right? But his business story, first of all, is phenomenal. He went from being like when he was like a young guy, he was this white rapper, like he was the competitor to Vanilla Ice, and he had these rap hits out, and then he went on to found Marquise Jet. So he owned a private jet company. It's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's part owner of the Atlanta Hawks, and he's married to billionaire Sarah Blakely from Spanx. So, as if that isn't interesting enough, Jesse also he decided that he wanted to break past his own physical limitations, and he did that by convincing this Navy SEAL that he met during an ultra marathon race. He convinced this guy to come live with him for 31 days, for a whole month, and the guy agreed to it, and he said, "You just have to do everything I say." And man, this guy, they do some insane stuff. You think the workouts that we're doing are challenging? Listen to this book while you're working out, and these workouts will seem puny and minuscule. I mean, some of the things I remember from the book, of course, they were doing like multiple workouts a day, at least 2 a days, in the morning and in the evening. But these were intense workouts. So sometimes they would even like jump in a frozen lake just to like push past that mental toughness. And then they would have intense strength training sessions where they might do like 1,000 push-ups. And then at the end of the day, to cool down, they would do like an 8-mile run. So man, as you're listening to this stuff in your ear, it just keeps you pushing harder and harder, because you're like, if these guys can do it, I can do it. Because these aren't like superhuman guys. Even the SEAL, whose name is David Goggins, and this is a nice segue into the next book, he ended up publishing his own book. So David Goggins' book is called Cant Hurt Me, Master Your Mind and Defy the Odds. And man, this guy came from a rough background, rough childhood growing up. He ended up being a fat, overweight, broke exterminator dude going into houses and cleaning up roaches and rats. And he just decided one day he had enough. And he decided to run this ultra marathon. Now, he was overweight, like 300 something pounds, and he's running a 100-mile race. And it was so painful that he like pooped on his own clothes. His feet were bleeding, but he kept going. He kept going. And I think that if the story is right, that's actually when Jesse Isler saw him and met him. Was like, I gotta have this dude come and show me how he overcomes this mental toughness. I might be getting the sequence of events wrong, but you'll hear it once you listen to the books. So I recommend you listen to Living with a SEAL first, and then Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. David Goggins went on to overcome his weight challenges, push through the mental toughest, become one of the world's top ultra marathoners. Not only does he complete these races, but he wins them, like first place in many of the world's toughest races. He has also set the world record, the Guinness Book of World Record for most most pull-ups. He did over 4,000 pull-ups in 17 hours, and he documents that in the book. And when I think about that, and I'm doing pull-ups and I'm struggling through 20 pull-ups, I'm like, man, if this dude can do 4,000 in a day, then I can get through, this 20 or these 100. So definitely check that out. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And the next one is Born to Run. I actually listened to this one first out of the three here, but this is a great one about a hidden tribe in Mexico of indigenous people. They are very recluse, but they have this interesting culture where they just get up and run hundreds of miles every single day. They just do it for fun. Sometimes they do it for hunting, but it's really just their way of life, running hundreds of miles, and they're doing it barefoot. Absolutely insane when you hear these stories documented in this book. They have a wild lifestyle. They brew their own beer at night and have orgies, and then they just wake up in the morning and run hundreds of miles. Definitely give that one a listen, man. It just pushes your beliefs as to what's possible when you hear these books. And not only that, but Born to Run actually breaks down the science behind how these people are able to do this and how we can all do the same thing, because we were actually born to operate in that way as animals of nature. So those three books, definitely give them a listen. The links are down below. And after you check them out, shoot me an email. Let me know what you think. All right, so that's it. Jump into the workout for today. I told you guys we're going to turn up the volume a little bit. It's week 5, so we're going to do a hit and run. In the next workout, we're going to do a hit run, and then we're going to do some squats, some box jumps, and some push-ups. But we're intensifying the workout a little bit more. All right, I'll see you guys in the challenge.